Thank you for joining us today on this really interesting panel discussion. So I just want to start with like a hypothetical situation. So imagine there's a big retailer and he completely loses track of a huge shipment of, say, hot selling sneakers, you know. So turns out they were sitting in the wrong warehouse in the wrong city. Now, what does that mean? That means no visibility. And no visibility basically means no sale, right? But today, with growing technology, we can completely change the story and prevent this from happening. So this is what we're going to talk about today, infinite visibility, smarter retail, and e-commerce through connected supply chains, right? We are diving into this straight off, and since we have a lot of really big tech names over here, um, let me start with Dr. Kothari. Would you like to take the first question, of how real-time data and connected systems are transforming decision making?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Survey, the thing is that for us retailers, the connected system gives us the visibility of demand forecasting. So now in this days and world, the consumer's choice is completely changed. And we can't say that he has ordered this for say 1 month ago, the same thing will be ordered. So in our case, the demand forecasting is of huge importance. And through this, so that we are not stock out or we are not overstocking also. So that is one point, and the other point is that how we do our, give the customers the wow factor. Like if we have that connectivity and visibility, then we can give them the customized experience to them. So this is what we are predominantly looking at it. And the third part is the sustainability. Sustainability, when we say in our industry, the food wastage is of a huge importance from the emotional perspective and at the same time from the business perspective also. From our food cost, our 75% of the food cost is consisting of our wastage. So when we have this connected visibility through our supply chain, at least we can preserve that food and we don't waste that food. So that is what it gives us the huge leverage.
Okay, basically what you're saying is that it's improving visibility as well as responsiveness.
Yes.
So are there some technologies that you're using in particular that, you know?
So currently what we have done is that, see, we are a 3 decades old organization, so we are revamping our technology. We have started our digital transformation journey. Now, because based on that, we have taken that, let us take an ERP. We have an ERP which is predominantly around say, 18 years old. So now we are going for new age ERP. And once our base is finalized, then we will have building blocks wherein we can then have an AI on top of it. Then we have business intelligence tool to get that forecasting model right.
So Nikhil, we were talking earlier, since Dr. Kothari is talking about deliveries. I know we were talking about tier 2 and beyond and even rural deliveries. So how are supply chains adapting to, shorter time frames, faster deliveries, more convenience for the customer?
Yeah, talking about the tier 2, tier 3 towns, I think that's where the next big wave of quick commerce unfolding there is just impending. And I think the consumer personas there are also equally ambitious and they're just waiting. But as part of ElasticRun journey, we have developed and penetrated our railroads of distribution and supply chain to far more deeper grounds, like I was talking and sharing, villages where population sizes are less than 5,000. So there, it is less about quick commerce and it is more about reach and direct reach and making brands directly connect to the consumers. So that's where, as part of our ElasticRun unique model of, while we initiated our journeys as an e-commerce player, e-commerce last mile delivery player, we extended that expertise to tap into the youth in these tier 3, tier 4 towns, create a unique distribution model. We call it the micro distribution model, to be able to connect and reach the Kirana stores in these deep hinterlands of India. And we do all of that over a connected cloud, our own developed cloud distribution ERP, which goes by the name Vitran, which provides direct access to sales, tap into those retailers. Retailers can also place the order. Our strong sales workforce onto the ground can punch the orders. It comes directly via the cloud to the nearest spoke location, hub location, to the partners. The CRCs are connected. And by these means, we have made 100 plus brands reach to these consumers in the rural villages, which earlier didn't have access to these products and SKUs.
So, you're talking about reaching the rural customer, customers which are beyond tier 2 and you don't expect them to have a lot of access to e-commerce. But are there any other tools for demand prediction and inventory planning and traceability? Ashim, if you would like to take that.
So yeah, before handing over to Ashim, we have our own homegrown models of strong SNOP, demand forecasting and supply planning, which is based on the past trend and data. Because our entire ecosystem is well connected, there is real-time data available to us. We have good trends of which retailer has been ordering with us based on the vintage of 1 year, 2 year, 3 years of data. We can accurately predict what is the kind of assortment that will go in for this month or this season, what is going to be the kind of coverage that we do, like 1 lakh Kirana stores across 40,000 villages in India, reaching 10 states. The heterogeneity is different, regional nuances are there. All of that we are able to manage and predict because of the strong SNOP planning tool that throws up almost 80 to 90% accurate assortment and the mix which is predicted, which is then fine-tuned by the inputs from the sales team and the category team in-house, and we do month-on-month planning, and we are able to turn around very quickly the change in assortment as well, looking at the change in the season, like for example summers to monsoons and the festive seasons. But yeah, over to you, Ashim, to add further.
Tell us about i-TEK.
About i-TEK? Yeah, hi. So we are into the item level traceability solutions for supply chain visibility and inventory count. About i-TEK, we are in RFID for last 25 years. We do more than 60% of India's FASTag. So whatever you see on the windshield. So the RFID for fashion, footwear, and the retail item level traceability is not different than what you see in FASTags. The semiconductor which is there on your windshield, your vehicle windshield, the same is packaged on every Zudio apparel or every Westside or every Reliance Trend or Azorte or Gap or Nike or any other for that matter. What happens at your toll plaza at a distance of 8 or 10 meters when your vehicle is approaching, there is one interrogator or a scanner and one vehicle, and it is scanned without a line of sight, and the toll plaza boom barrier access control is given. The same air interface protocol is being used for an item which is being shipped from a merchandise vendor to a DC, from a DC to maybe a secondary DC, from there to a store at a case level. So maybe a case is having 60 or 100 items in it. Every item is uniquely tagged with RFID. So unlike barcode, if you had to do an inbound for this entire box of items, we would have to open it and scan each item individually. Now with RFID, you can just pass it through a tunnel, which is a RFID tunnel, and whatever is inside the box without line of sight, you can do. So what we achieve by this is higher throughputs. In the DC, if you in the warehouse, if you see a cycle count, like every manufacturer or retailer here, cycle count is a big challenge. We have customers with DCs which were more than 6 million or 8 million square feet, with more than 60 lakh to 80 lakh items. They used to take 200 days to do the cycle count. With RFID, that 200-day cycle count has come down to 8 days. And now we are working on that, where we are bringing it down from 8 day to 1 day, which is more or less like a real-time inventory kind of thing. At the store level, not only the inbound, outbound, I can quote example of Zudio. Zudio used to run night shift for inbound logistics from DC to store. From 1st of April 2024, it is a known case study that Zudio has stopped all night shifts. The inbound used to be done by 6 people, 10 hours. It has been brought down to 2 people, 30 minutes. with item level accuracy with RFID. Similarly, the physical stock reconciliation at the store, the PI audit used to be done once in 6 months or once in 12 months. Now every store does it every morning. So from 6 months to, and as a result of this inventory accuracy, your omni-channel fulfillment, your safety stock reduction, and not only from the operational efficiency and cost effectiveness, but RFID is also playing very important role in a lot of analytics. Like I can quote an example of something like a fitting room analytic. What we are doing now is we have put scanners at the fitting room. When you are shopping online, for suppose for a Lacoste online store, you will exactly know that Ashim has shown interest in this blue shirt and maybe a black trouser or whatever. But in a brick and mortar store, you don't know that. So with the RFID pug marking system in fitting room, what we do is whatever goes into a fitting room and is being tried on versus whatever is getting sold. So we are able to give this convergence. So a lot of analytics are being, now we are working on dwell time of the fitting room, so many other things. I can go on and on, but we have only
No,
last
please,
30.
that's
So
really
these are few of the use cases. Then there are another customer, endless aisle solutions, point of sale. Everybody is talking of self-checkout systems and all, but we believe that just by adopting RFID, the checkout time is directly reduced by around 25%. So you don't even need to go to a self-checkout system. Self-checkout is nice to have, but if we have seen that if there is no queue at the assisted checkout, the customers prefer to go there rather than going to a self-checkout. So there are so many other cases of RFID, and what i-TEK has been doing is we are completely agnostic to tags. We have our own systems and solutions in which manufactured in India. Our platform is also an IoT platform which not only integrates with RFID but so many other technologies, and supply chain traceability and inventory count. These are the two areas which I think every retailer, and this journey is, if you compare many years ago, if I look at the retail few decades or 50 years ago, every product might be having a handwritten tag on it. That handwritten tag must have gone to a printed tag. That printed would have gone printed with glue. गोंद लगा के चिपका दिया. वो गोंद का टैग से सेल्फ एडेसिव पे गया होगा, वो सेल्फ एडेसिव से बारकोड आया होगा, और अभी बारकोड से RFID. So this is inevitable, and all these technology, we are not here to replace barcode, but we are here to coexist with barcode. Line of sight, anti-collision, जो barcode के जो limitations है, वो RFID से we will be able to get more faster and more accurate data. And the freshness and the correctness of the data is important for any kind of BI or AI tool which you are investing in. अगर आप AI में बहुत invest कर रहे हो और आपका data 6 महीने पुराना है, उसका मतलब क्या है? So अगर वो data सुबह का है, then आपका AI सही चलेगा. So yeah, I'll take a pause here. Thank you.
So from a retailer perspective, Raghav, would you like to talk about demand prediction and inventory planning?
So hi. So we're We Bazaar, right? Again, we have stores and we are a fast fashion retailer. Also, demand forecasting is a big thing for us because again, fashion is changing every day, right? It's changing by the day, and especially in the rural areas, it's caught up now of late more after the online penetration. So for us, again, we have to manage the inventory levels, right? It's all about, kam bech ke zyada pachta lo wala concept, that because we don't want to be on a case where we have huge inventory leftovers. So there's a whole robust mechanism and a merchandising tool that we have with a lot of algorithms on the basis of the MRPs, the trends, the sales growth, the number of days, the sale through, the gross margins earned. And basis those permutation combinations, we come up with a lot of logic as to which store where there was an opportunity loss of sale, there was a gain of sale, and we come up to a certain number. And we release a certain level of planning, and then there is a whole display factor in as well, which is linked with the fixtures and the visibility that we give within the store. So it's all very well thought through, and basis that we take growth and degrowth using the Bloomberg data as well, as to which category is expanding and which, for example, athleisure is the highest growing category for this year. So again, a lot of permutation combinations, and we arrive at a figure, and that helps us for robust demand forecasting, I think. And then accordingly giving your orders for every month, for every day, and linking it with the supply chain. and then again forwarding that supply chain for the dispatch to the stores. So it's a whole process, and it's a chain that's interlinked, and there's a visibility throughout that we try to get from the vendor level to the store level. That's a seamless visibility.
So Shifali, if we talk about, we've talked about the retailer perspective. Now coming to, a premium brand perspective. So tell me, how do you leverage technology to integrate your online and offline channels?
Right. Thanks, Surbi. Hi, everyone. I'm Shifali from Lacoste, India. So, just to address your query, firstly, I'll give you a brief about how we operate. So, we operate through offline and online channels. In online channel, we are backed with the order management system, which gives us the real-time tracking of all the products right from the beginning till the end. That is when the order is placed till the final delivery. So that's how we always know where the product is. Same is the case with returns, because we always know through the system that what is the location of the product in the entire life cycle of the product. So apart from this, being a premium brand, we also understand and recognize the importance of human oversight. For example, we have a dedicated team who is equipped to run the analysis of these trackers, raise flags whenever required, and take necessary action, so that we ensure that there is no gap in the entire process. So the point of telling you this is that we are not completely dependent on the technology. Yes, we do have technology at the right places, what matters us the most, but we do have the human intervention. This was about online. Now coming to offline, I'll divide it into two parts. One is new launches, second is replenishment. So when we talk about new launches, we have a team who manually does the analysis based on the historical sales data. We are very well connected with the customers, both online and offline. So we have the customer preferences. We also are aware about the market trends. So based on these parameters and various others, so our team allocates the merchandise to the boutiques and other channels. So then our logistics partner come in place, who gives us various services. First, our logistics partner give us the complete tracking of the product right from the beginning till the end. Second, we also have a service of open pick and delivery, in which the logistics partner comes, counts, scans everything, picks it up, and when they deliver to the final location, again the same process happens. They matches each and every product with the invoice. We also scan the goods at the final location as well as at the delivery pickup. So that way, there is no loophole. We have completed the entire channel to understand and to ensure that the complete inventory is there and there is no gap in it. Now coming to warehouse, so our inwards and outwards, as I mentioned, are completely tracked, and we do have the live location of the products in the warehouse. Having said that, we are also in the process of upgrading our warehouse system, because we want to have unified warehouse management system that integrates our online as well as offline channels, so that we have the maximum efficiency to fulfill the order, and there is a complete sync and the visibility of the inventory. There is no doubt about it, and we are doing it. However, from the perspective of a premium brand, for us, agility is not speed, it's precision. For us, back-end operation is not only about movement of the goods from one place to other. It's about ensuring that the right product is available at the right time and at the right place. So for that matter, for us, we want to adopt a technology that meets our pace and promise, because there are promises, there are expectations that we have built from customers' end. So for us, technology should elevate the brand experience, support the brand experience, but not define it. So this is how a premium brand like Lacoste has a take on the technology. Our sales, everything is driven. We do have the teams who do all the analysis, understands and take actions wherever is required. Technology is at a place which matters us the most.
So this was from the perspective of a very premium fashion brand. Now, Harsh, you are new age, you are D2C. Tell me the soul store perspective. How do you take? You are already an integrated channel, right? You are a D2C brand. You are expected to be online friendly, and that is your USP really. So how do you take customer feedback, into cognizance? How do you sort of integrate it into your business systems? And how does technology help you do this?
Got it. So I think first off, right, from an apparel slash fashion industry point of view, I think the biggest concern brands have is predicting what customers want where. Now, traditional apparel brands used to plan a season and a half in advance. For us as a brand, we operate completely differently, right? It's very difficult to predict that this black T-shirt is going to sell 5 small pieces in my X location next December. There's a couple of things that we do differently as a brand. One is we don't have season launches as such. We launch about 200 to 250 SKUs every month. We start off with smaller first order quantities. We put it online only, right? This is a common complaint we get in our stores that, hey, we've seen this product on social media. Why is it not available in the stores on day one? That's by design. Because the inventory that we expose online, right, for our website, for our marketplaces, is also available for the customer to purchase at our store. But if that product is available at my Bandra store today, that is not available for a Myntra or an Amazon or a D2C customer. The biggest challenge for apparel brands is how do you have inventory elasticity across multiple channels versus predicting what is going to sell in what size, on what day, in what channel. So the entire inventory that we have online is a central inventory for our app, our website, our marketplaces, and our offline stores, which means I don't need to predict what will sell where. We also have the feasibility to actually turn on a switch and make sure that the entire offline store inventory is listed online and on marketplaces. The only reason we don't do that today is because we have a happy problem of heavy footfalls at stores where we're not able to completely satisfy offline demand through the inventory. So we don't want to affect offline operations by also allowing that inventory to be exposed to a Myntra or an Amazon or a Nykaa. In terms of customer feedback, there are 3 or 4 channels, right? I think the most important channel for us is offline stores. It's not only about a customer telling you what they like or what they don't like, it's also observing what customers are discussing with their friends. So one thing which I love doing is whenever I do store visits, I don't enter our store. I spend about 15-20 minutes outside our store just looking at what customers outside are saying, right? You'll have random stuff from, "Arey, ye pehle dekha hai," or "Arey, yahan pe sold store khul gaya hai," or "Oh, wahan pe Batman t-shirt hai," right? It's not what a customer is telling you, it's what a customer is telling their friend, is what actually drives what their perception of the brand is. Collecting customer feedback in terms of what did they like, what did they not like. You have calls, you have emails, you have comments, you have messages. So every month, our customer care team actually collates feedback from all these various channels, and we sort of have a wish list, right? From where do we open our next store, to what category we want to launch next, to what license we should launch next. You sort of start identifying these patterns over a couple of months, and when you consistently see customers asking for A, B, C things, that's when you sort of start evaluating. The last thing that I want to mention is, I think the word fashion is thrown quite loosely. We actually get scared of calling ourselves a fashion brand because we are not in the business of predicting trends. We want to make sure that every product we launch should be relevant even 6 months, 12 months down the line. Because the moment you're trying to cash in on a trend, by definition, you're going to be irrelevant 3 months down the line. And if your supply chains are not fast enough for you to keep turning around your inventory every couple of months, you're going to start sitting on a lot of dead stock that actually needs to get discounted. So if I'm selling a plain black t-shirt, if I'm selling a cool Batman t-shirt, I'm confident that even 6 months down the line or 12 months down the line, this Batman t-shirt is going to be cool. But the moment I am launching a trend because it went viral on TikTok, you're compromising on the quality by using ready fabric. You are compromising either on the opportunity loss or overstocking inventory and discounting it. And you're always chasing the curve in terms of predicting what customers want next. I think our biggest advantage is we sell pop culture, right? So it doesn't matter whether Batman is cool or Harry Potter is cool or IPL is cool. Whatever is cool, we will get that license and sell it. I think that's helped us sort of make our supply chains a lot more efficient and a lot easier to predict what customers want next.
Are you wearing a Batman t-shirt right now?
No, I'm proudly wearing Mr. Souls, who's our character, and ironically, all our licenses put together, right? The Batman, the Harry Potter, the Friends, etc., is less than 40% of our business. Close to 60% actually comes from our TSS originals. So that's a stat that I'm very, very proud of.
So I'm going to move on to Vijay. He's been sitting so patiently for such a long time. So we've heard from the retailer, we've heard from the premium fashion brand, and we've heard from the upcoming and really cool D2C brand. But माल तो आप ही पहुंचाओगे ना तो अब now please tell us, how do you deal with customer expectations and last mile delivery, you know?
That's why, one of our strongest statement is that we deliver each and every square inch of India. So what we believe that I think we are the only company in India where we cover each and every square inch of India, right? As far as now customization, technology, and all these things are concerned, yes, in most of the cases, my customization is depend on the demand, right? But yes, in first mile, we do a lot of customization for our customers. We do API, right? And for the last mile also, we do a lot of customization in terms of, if you look at it, most of the B2C brands, right? I think there's hardly any big player whom I'm not supporting as far as their last mile is concerned. But in most of the cases, I'm delivering to their warehouse, not to the customers. But yes, some piece of Safe Express, we also do B2C, but it's not typical e-commerce kind of a model. We have some customized one or two products like for army and for campus to home kind of thing. Baki to by and large like is our B2B deliveries.
So what are the challenges and risks of your business at Safe Express? How do you deal with these?
Challenges is that everybody is basically want me to deliver fast. But when it comes to picking up the shipment or delivering the shipment, like they want me to pick up within 1 hour and they want me to deliver within 1 hour, right? So this is the biggest challenge. And if you look at it, I mean to say by and large, we are running close to 15,000 vehicles and every month we are adding few thousands. Still 5 to 10% cases, I need to outsource, right, during the last month from the marketplace, which basically add a lot of non-efficiency and a lot of non-transparency and also kind of a delay like in my system. But if I talk about first 20-25 days, right, my 20-30% resources are just ideal. So this is one of the biggest challenge for me.
So, Raghav, we were talking earlier about risks and challenges, so how do you plan for over inventory and stockouts, like we saw in the case of the pandemic?
No, so over inventory is directly linked with your end of season sale, right? Any inventory that we have that is again lying on our books, the more aging it gets, the more lesser its value, because fashion loses its charm as well and the fashion keeps getting updated. So we have a whole robust offer mechanism that we run throughout the year, and we have our own EOSS periods. Further, we have our discount stores, and we go heavy on those, and we try to liquidate the maximum inventory. And in cases of stock out, again, I mean, if the demand is very high, then there is an ad hoc buying that we do, and again, then we import or we buy it from the ready vendors. Of course, that might be a slight. Like the quality might not be as accurate, but of course, as long as it feeds the demand, we buy a small percentage of it. So that's way, I think. But again, there's rarely the cases where there are stock outs, I feel. I think we always work on an optimum planning model.
Dr. Kothari, when we are talking about, planning inventory and last mile deliveries, you are in the business of food. Now tell me, how does planning inventory work for food? And what kind of technologies do you use in particular to make sure that you don't, do overstocking or over inventory?
So
I'm sorry,
in our
I
case,
don't.
what happens, based on our past experience with our what we are selling, based on that we do our inventory. Now, in our case, it is very difficult to do a, 100% optimization of the inventory because you don't know what customers' taste buds are there today or what is the occasion for them. Now, it depends upon the seasonal inventory also. So based on that, we face a lot of challenges in that, and we have lot of unorganized vendors also. Like वो बनिया है यार, he is not ready to invest in anything यार, उसको तो समझाना बोले तो एक मतलब it's a huge challenge. And to maintain his stock level, it's like, you know, we are working for him. But at the same time, you don't have choice. So currently to overcome that challenge, we incorporate their data into our system, take their visibility, we take their ownership. Because end of the day, we don't have choice. So that is how we do it. And for visibility, of course, we are investing into new modern age technologies for say artificial intelligence and predictive analysis and business intelligence tools that will give us quite huge leverage by using this technology.
So finally, I think Ashim and Nikhil might like to chime in over here. You know, how are you finally, you know, improving visibility and responsiveness in general for retail, because we have fashion and we have food both over here. So, like a perspective.
So again, what I can bring to the table here is, as part of our journey of pioneering access to the rural parts of India, one of the biggest uptakes that we saw from brands, both national as well as regional, is the direct visibility of what is selling and what is it that the retailers or the village consumers are looking forward to, but they were not getting it earlier, because earlier the supply chain was indirect. I mean, the retailer used to come to the city, buy from another retailer. There was no visibility. There was no direct distributor channel. But with our models of micro distribution, where we basically lit up the data dark regions of India for a lot of brands. What that also led to some impressive case studies where brands could target specific products and SKUs for the rural consumers and personas, from healthcare products to cleanliness and hygiene. And we had some very interesting feedback both from consumers and brand. So I think with the advent and penetration of technology, with the advent of responsiveness coming by virtue of all the connected pieces, while there are still certain challenges in the rural parts of India because of limited connectivity, but we have overcome it up to a great extent by virtue of our own homegrown cloud ERP, custom mobile apps, which is available in the form of a sales channel. We are able to overcome and publish all of that data real time to the brands, and brands are able to subscribe and see how their SKUs are performing in the categories where they are in the top in Karnataka, but not so much great in Rajasthan and, say, for example, Maharashtra. So yes, I think visibility is important. While it is quintessential for our own operations, I think brands are benefiting a lot. Since brands are benefiting, they are able to target specific products specifically to that particular persona in rural, and in the end, it's finally the customer who is winning. So yeah, I think it's a net-sum game where everybody is winning by virtue of the entire advancement and the leaps that technology is bringing to especially the rural parts of India, which is very close to our operations and our heart as part of ElasticRun.
Yeah. So I think, at the end of the day, we are all fulfilling a physical product, which is being delivered. The digital technologies are the undercurrent for this physical fulfillment, and that is where we come in. So if you have to compare RFID with any other technology, like we are like the blockchain of the physical world. What blockchain does with the digital data, we do with the physical product. So when it comes to visibility, we have to very carefully think, as Madam rightly mentioned, that technology adoption should bring in the real value. So what granularity of visibility is required? Because depending on your business, for fast fashion it is different, for premium it is different, for luxury it's a completely different ball game. And what I learned from today from the gentleman from Seoul, the founder, very, very exciting. The thought process, very, very unique thought process. So you are learning every day, at such shows. So the granularity.
Very Gen Z thought process.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so confident. I wish I was so confident at his age. So anyway, the granularity what we are bringing in with the help of technology is the essence. So how much you are willing to invest, where the ROIs will come in, and this is where the use cases and everything will be built around. We don't want to do an overkill because like any other technology, you know, all of us have invested so much in IT systems through our careers in our organization. But there is a very interesting fact that only 15 to 20% of IT projects are successful. You know, they are delivered, but they are not being used. You know, so आपके भी ऑफिस में 50 सॉफ्टवेयर होंगे, 50 systems होंगे, आप यूज़ कितने कर रहे हो? You know, so that is very important when we think about a solution. Sasta, Sundar, Tikau has to be the essence of it. And
End of the day, customer only cares about convenience and cost efficiency.
yeah. And then जो Safe Express में साहब ने बताया, इंसान का भगवान ने जो सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोग्राम बनाया है, हम भगवान से लड़ लेंगे कि हमें बच्चा भी 1 महीने में चाहिए. You know, so वो 9 महीने भी रुकेंगे नहीं. तो डिलीवरी, हर चीज़ के डिलीवरी में, you know, इंसान को we want everything on yesterday basis, and that is how we are programmed as human beings. You know, so वो सिर्फ Safe Express का प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, सबका अभी RFID का डिसीजन में भी अगर कल सोल ने डिसीजन ले लिया, डिसीजन लेने में 2 साल लगाएंगे, बट एक बार ऑर्डर दे दिया तो बोलेंगे कल चाहिए मुझे, गुजरे हुए कल में, आने वाले भी नहीं. सो ये हमारा नेचर है, और इसी नेचर को फुलफिल करने के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी इज कमिंग इन एज एन एनेबलर, and we are not into the physics and math of the technology, but what we like to do is we like to apply the technologies, and we like to integrate the technologies, you know. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for that insight. And I want to just thank all the panelists for such an insightful session. To you now.